Hi, my name is Keith Bryant. I'm one of the executive chefs here at Get Soul Restaurant, which is one of the hottest restaurants in New York City. Today we're going to be showing you how to make our famous mac and cheese. Now, our famous macaroni and cheese recipe comes from my grandmother's recipe, my mother's recipe. You know, they're all from the South, my family. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you a little bit of the love that they put into their food, and we're going to make the Get Soul mac and cheese. Okay, here we go. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, right, is we're going to put on a pot of boiling water, which I already did. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of kosher salt to this water. If you decide to use table salt, that's fine. Whatever you have in your house, that's fine. But it's very important that you make sure that your water tastes like ocean water. You want to make sure that you add a lot of salt in your water. Not too much salt, but you just want it to taste like sea salt or ocean water. And what that does is it adds a lot of flavor to your pasta, to your macaroni and cheese. You know, it's going to make it it's going to enhance the love of your macaroni and cheese even more. Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, the water's already boiling. Right now what I'm doing is I'm cooking for about 12 people. You know, so if you plan a party for 12 people or 15 people or so, this is going to be a recipe that will suit them for the macaroni and cheese, right? You don't want to overcook your elbow macaroni. You want to make sure it's cooked al dente. You know, so what we're going to do is give that a quick stir. Give that a quick stir. Now at the same time this is going, we're gonna start our cheese sauce, which is the most important part to this macaroni and cheese that we make here at Get Soul. You know, let's see, here we go. Now, here's some of the ingredients that you're gonna need that are very important. Okay, what we have here, you're gonna need butter. You're gonna need about a half a pound of butter. You're gonna need cheddar cheese. Now, it's totally up to you if you wanna use sharp cheddar cheese, mild cheddar cheese. I like to use mild cheddar cheese. Also, some shredded mozzarella cheese, your choice of the shredded mozzarella. And this is our secret right here. This cheese right here is a pepper spicy cheese that we use in our macaroni and cheese. Now, Get Soul will have a cookbook coming out soon, so you'll be able to get that secret ingredient. But if you want to use pepper jack cheese, any spicy type of cheese that you like, you can add it into your mac and cheese. We use 3 different cheeses here. Okay, also a little mustard, a little Gould's mustard. We also have nutmeg, salt and pepper, heavy cream, half and half, and eggs. These ingredients right here will make your mac and cheese. This is the way we do it. Okay, here we go. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to add heavy cream. Pan's nice and hot already. You know, what you would do, I would say about 3 cups. About 3 cups of each. Because right now we're going to make our cheese sauce. So I'm going to add it in the milk. Heavy cream, half and half. Right? A little salt and pepper, about a tablespoon pepper, tablespoon of salt. Now keep in mind that your macaroni is cooking because you don't want to overcook your macaroni, so I'm going to give it another stir because you know you're going to finish it off in the oven, so you don't want to overcook your noodles. That's very important. So the noodles have about another 2 minutes or so. And we're gonna pull those out and make sure they're ready to go. Now back to the cheese sauce. Now the cheese sauce, we're gonna add in some of the cheddar. I like to add a nice amount of cheddar. Don't be cheap on the cheese sauce. This is the best part of the macaroni and cheese, is the cheese sauce, the most important part. Add the mozzarella. Add the pepper cheese. Right? What I did was I did about 2 cups of each. About 2 cups of each there. Over here we're gonna use a nice tablespoon of mustard. We're gonna go 2 times there. right? A little bit of nutmeg, about a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, just a tad bit, that's it. I know a lot of people like, nutmeg, busted, like where did that come from? You know, now we're gonna add in some eggs. We're gonna whisk in the eggs. I'm gonna use about 4 eggs. 4 eggs. Remember, this recipe is for about 12 to 15 people that you're feeding, right? So it's all good. They're gonna love it. You know, of course, macaroni and cheese is very healthy. Okay, so now we're gonna whisk those in. Now you don't want to make scrambled eggs, so you don't want this to cook for too long because you'll end up making scrambled eggs. So we're gonna add that right in, right? Now at the same time, like I said, don't forget about the noodles. The noodles are cooking. You know, we're gonna have to take those out. So while that's going, we're gonna pull our noodles out. We're gonna add just a tad bit of butter. We're gonna go with about 1/4 pound now. It's about 1/4 right there. That's great. And we're gonna take our noodles out now. Now this is another key part to the dish. You know, everything gets love, even the noodles. The noodles get a lot of love, the sauce gets a lot of love. You have to make sure that you don't overcook the noodles. So here we are. At this point right here, it's great. Strain them off really nice. Now what I like to do with my noodles is I like to mix them with the cheese while my noodles are hot. So I like to add my butter, my cheese, my salt and pepper again inside the noodles while the noodles are hot. So it melts right on top of there. Macaroni and cheese should only take you like, you know, an hour to make totally, you know, if you set yourself up. You know, so right now we're gonna season the noodles. A little pepper, pinch of pepper and salt. Okay. Then we're gonna add a little butter. Season your noodles, very important. Okay, we don't want to cheat. We don't want to cheat on flavors. You know, because everyone asks, why is your macaroni and cheese so good? Why is it so good? I tell them we put a lot of love into it. You know, we really, you know, just don't throw, you know, macaroni and cheese inside the oven with milk and, you know, call it a day with a little bit of salt and pepper. It really it's a process for us, you know, that we enjoy here, and the guests enjoy it also. So at this point, what I'm gonna do, you know, so now I seasoned the noodles, macaroni, cheese, butter. I mean, the macaroni has butter, salt, and pepper in there ready already. So we're gonna add in a little bit of cheese that we have left. About, you know, a cup or so, 2 cups, up to your liking. You know, now we're gonna toss that in. Gonna toss that together. Cheese melts a little bit there, as you can see. Starting to melt real nice. There we go. Now it's coming together. Let me just show you a good shot of that. Now it comes together. So it's starting to melt. That's the way I like to get my macaroni and cheese. You want to make sure every piece of macaroni has cheese on it. Every piece of macaroni has the nice cheese sauce that we're making, you know, on it, that is smothered very nicely. Okay, turn this off right here. Okay, now, once again, like I said, you don't want to make scrambled eggs, so you got to keep stirring this, you know, constantly, the cheese sauce. Now, cheese sauces, let's taste it. Let's just make sure what we're supposed to get. Here we are. There it is. There it is. Okay, now we're going to add this to the elbows. Now we're gonna whisk this. We'll give this a stir. Nice stir. Okay. Now it's starting to look like our macaroni and cheese. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do, okay, we're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. All we have to do is pan it and bake it off. Like I said, it shouldn't take you any more than an hour to bake off macaroni and cheese. And then you don't want to over bake it. So what you do then is you're going to use pan spray. You know, make sure you spray your pan nicely so that you can get all of the macaroni and cheese out of it instead of sticking to the pan. And it makes it a lot easier on the dishwasher. Okay, so here we are. Just move this here. Now, let's get some macaroni and cheese in here. Okay, look at that. Look at that. So that's going to be our macaroni and cheese. Let's spread that out nicely. Now what I like to do is with the extra cheese that I have here, which is the 3 cheeses that we have. You know, the 3 cheeses that we use, the mozzarella, the cheddar, and the extra spicy pepper cheese that we have, is let's make a layer. It's the same way you would lay out a lasagna. You know, so we're gonna put a light layer of cheese in the middle. Pat it down. Make sure you see a little moist come to the top. There you are, that's beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit more for the next layer, which is gonna be our final layer for this batch. This batch right here. Okay, here we are. Let's lay that out. Okay, that's looking great. Then we top it off with our 3 cheeses again. Right? Then what we do is we have our oven set to 325. I like to cook the macaroni and cheese really, really slow. Some people cook it 400, 450. I never can understand why. You know, that they want to rush it. You know, just take your time and take a little bit of the milk that you have, because this is another important part here, that you want to make sure that the moisture, after you when you put milk on it here, you want to make sure when you press it down that you can see some of the milk rise to the top, come through the cheese. Because a lot of people make macaroni and cheese and it's dry. It's dry. It's like, okay, it's not the way grandma made it. You know, her macaroni and cheese was nice and moist and milky. It was just great, just melts in your mouth. So that's a very important part too. So it should look like that. If it doesn't look like that when you press it down, then add a little bit more liquid to it. Okay, here's the next step. What we're gonna do is plastic wrap it. Let me just get this out of the way right here. Plastic wrap. Some people don't. The reason why I use plastic wrap so the cheese doesn't stick to the aluminum foil. You know, a lot of people, you know, whichever way you prefer is fine. You know, but for me, the plastic works a lot better. Then I cover it with aluminum foil. All right. We're home free now. Now we just put it in the oven. Oven's already set to 325. And we let that bake off for about 30 minutes. And once it finished baking off for 30 minutes, you know, if you need to take the plastic and aluminum foil off and give it a little bit more color or crust on the top, you can. Or if you just like it really, really moist and just cheesy without the crust, then just leave the plastic and aluminum foil on. All right, time is up. Let's see what we have here. Woo. Nice and hot there. Okay. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so here we go. This is Get Soul's famous macaroni and cheese here in New York. Chef Keith from Get Soul Restaurant